long enough to talk. And so he asked Johnnie Coley, the social worker, who's been actually running the children's home, to take over and speak for him. And Johnnie is a wonderful woman. I happened to meet her when I helped get the sounds program there. Another Rotarian up in Atlanta, who owns a Montessori school, developed a sounds program, and they bought 3 of the units and put them in the children's home to help the children learn phonics better and to be able to read better. And it's associated with at the time, a 650 student private school there, the Mount Dora Christian Academy. And so Johnnie is the social worker, and she has worked with children and families for more than 30 years and brings the experience of a true professional. She facilitates the single parent program at the Mount Dora Christian Home in Mount Dora, Florida. She teaches Christian parenting and loves every minute of it. Johnnie has created a parenting workshop that is a companion to her book entitled Parenting with Power. She has also authored other books and helps with growing spirituality. Johnnie is a master's level social worker and has a Bachelor of Science degree in psychology. She has worked for the Mount Dora Children's Home for more than 18 years and loves the work that she does. And we have done things like gathered all kinds of toys for the children and donated them as Rotarians. I've done that. I've just gathered all kinds of toys and delivered them separately from the Rotary clubs. And so they will have parties every year. The club in Mount Dora, which has changed names over the years, has gathered up all kinds of toys every year and then gone out there and played basketball with the kids and baseball with the kids at Christmas and stuff. So they have a big party with all the kids, but she has a special program she's going to tell you about beyond just the children's home with the 3 homes. And a Rotarian for 25 years, was the president of the home. So Johnnie Coley.
Okay, so anyway, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for having us on and giving us a place to learn more about what we're doing here at the Mount Dora Children's Home. The Mount Dora Children's Home has been around for a while, and James Moore, very good friend of mine, has championed here for over 30 years. He's now in a different kind of position, doing some fundraising and marketing for us, but he has been one who has really carried the torch for us for a very long time. Of course, you guys probably know we've been in business for about 75 years, started off as just a children's home, a boys' cottage, and a girls' cottage. And then we had a home, particularly for younger children, because we don't want to put the very, very young ones in with the older children because of, different issues of influence. But we were able to launch out of that, or move on from that, to a single parent program, which is very, very exciting. Among the 2 programs, it is the one that I tell you, it will make you jump up and scream congratulations so many times. And it is one that will take you to your knees, in prayer. God help this mother, or God help this father. So, but it's always very exciting. Right now, currently, we have a children's home for girls, but we closed temporarily. We're coming back up with a children's home for boys. And so we're looking forward for that in the future. We're now advertising for a house mom and house dad for a boys' cottage. Now, one of the beautiful things about the single parent program, and I said this and actually coined this phrase to say that we are helping 2 generations with just only one opportunity. The opportunity is that the single parents can come here, they get just a real sense of stability when they walk in the door, because it's very relieving for somebody to know that they got somewhere to live. And that has been just the heart cry for single parents, because some of them have been homeless, some of them have been in very compromising situations and having to do some things that normal people just wouldn't do, just to kind of get their needs met. And just like with the group home, we have some of the same types of services for our single parents that we have in the group home. For example, we have tutoring that we offer. We have counseling, and services, whatever the single parent need and whatever the kids need, we provide that. We provide the $10,000 a year plus educational piece for them to be in a college prep Christian school. And that's a big deal for them, because otherwise they would not be able to afford such a beautiful luxury. With our single parents, we tell them when they come in to interview, is that this program is not for everyone. And let me tell you why it's not for everyone. Because while this program has a lot to give, for a single parent, they have to do a lot in order to be here. For example, some of the things that some single parents just don't really appreciate is that we're trying to bring them into a focus, to focus on yourself in terms of stabilizing for your child, and then also focus on giving your children. Hello?
I'm sorry, I'm late.
Oh, okay. Welcome, whoever you are.
I'm Mary Ann Beasley.
Okay. Yes, I'm Johnnie Coley. I work at the Children's Home. We're now the section we're talking about our single parent program. And I am saying that what we tell single parents is that this program is not for everyone, because while it's a blessing, it also requires a lot. And then I was explaining that some of the things that are very, very hard for some single parents to just kind of embrace is that, hey, the focus now is going to be on your child, and it's going to be on you stabilizing. And so that means that you can't date. Okay. That's for 2 years. Like when you tell a single woman, like, oh, that kind of relationship, they kind of feel like they need. And we're trying to really talk them into just making a great sacrifice so they can concentrate on their kids. Other things that they can't do here is that they can't drink, they can't smoke. And it's different in that the accountability factor, that we are going to be into the details of their lives. And so we say very nicely, in a very Christian way, if you don't like anybody being in your business, this is probably not the program for you, because we want to know them, we want to understand them, and we want to advise them in ways that's going to be render a positive outcome for them. And one of the other big things about the single parent program is that one of the other major parts of the single parent program is that we offer financial management skills. And I don't know if you guys are aware that when you start talking about people's money, it gets kind of spicy, because they believe in their mind how their money should be spent. And once you remove the element that you don't have rent to pay, you don't have to pay electric, you don't have to pay for a computer, you don't have to pay for cable, all of those expenses go away. And then sometimes a single parent might look at their income, whatever that is, no matter how big or how small, like, hey, that's my money and I can do what I want to do with it. Well, what we try to do is just come to a place where we can educate them just about saving, because saving is what they really need to do while they're here, so that when they leave the program, they don't go back reach back into the situation that they were in, and then consequently their life would be better and more stabilizing. But I tell you, for some, it's really, really a challenge. But here at the Mount Dora Children's Home, one thing that we are full of is we have a lot of love for this population. We have a lot of giving, people like you guys and other people who donate to us to help us to give these single parents exactly what they need in everyday life. And it's really, really a beautiful thing. And at the end of the day, because we are a Christian organization, we can share with them Jesus. We can share the love of God with them, and we don't have to come in the back door when we talk about looking at concepts out of the Bible to teach the single parents. And so they're open to that. And for as long as I've been here, I'm now entering into my 19th year. And it's really, really been a great experience. Not every day is a day of sunshine, but you better believe that if it does rain, the sunshine follows after that. So overall, I love working with the children and the families that we have. We got a great combination around here. We don't know what's going to happen on any given day, but nonetheless, God gives us whatever we need in order to really take care of the population that we are serving. So if you guys want to ask me specific questions, I'm here to answer that. I don't know if there's something I didn't touch upon that you would like to know.
What are the top demographics for your group? I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
Go ahead.
fine.
It's gone.
In terms of demographics, we have had people come from other countries' kids. We had one girl that came to this country, was promised a scholarship over at Mount Verde. They left her at the train station and we picked her up, and she graduated here, and now she's in college. And because she doesn't have enough money to get back to her country, go back and forth, what we do is that just like any college kid, she comes home and we accept her, we embrace her. Anybody can make any kind of referral to us from any place. One of the things that we do is that whether it's for the children's home or for the single parent program, we have a panel interview. And we've been doing this long enough, and that we've become a little bit of an expert on just kind of asking the right kind of questions to see if it would be a good match.
And lastly, on my end, what are we doing when it comes to their health? So these are individuals that maybe have gone through certain issues with their partners or ex-partners. Are we checking if they're having some sort of health problems? Are we checking their HIV status? Do they even know their HIV status?
Well, we have not, I'll be honest with you, we have not specifically, and just being on this call certainly enlightens me to that particular issue that we haven't looked forward to. Now, everybody's looking for COVID, and we've had our COVID battles. I've had COVID too. I'm out of work for a whole month. So, but one of the things that we do make sure, just on a very basic level, is that everybody has to have health insurance. And if we get to a place where somebody doesn't have something, and I'll tell you, because I've experienced this, whether it's medication, no matter how much it costs, we're going to make sure that people are taken care of. And so, and they have to have, just like any program, they have to have the health screening. And if anybody is sick or appears to be sick now with the pandemic, we really take notice of that, and being healthy. And because one of the other parts in terms of health that we deal with is that we may have a parent who may struggle with some depression and then on some psychotropic drugs. And we are really in tune to that. We talk about that at the panel interview just to make sure that, health wise, because if they're not healthy, they're not going to be able to take care of their kids. But as far as the HIV, those kind of tests you guys have discussed today, I certainly would take that back to our team and just look at that a little more, because we have not.
If anything, I'll put on the chat my email, my QLatinx email. If you have any individuals that don't have any health insurance, or maybe are undocumented, or maybe are going through HIV questions or inquiries, or they just want to test, as QLatinx, we can definitely help them. Oh,
beautiful, beautiful. Can you send me that information?
I'm going to put on the chat, if there's a chat box here, my personal QLatinx email, and you can completely talk to me about any of those situations. We certainly have the resources.
Okay, wonderful, wonderful. It's good to know. Social workers always love resources.
I have a question for you. Is there a limit to the length of time someone can spend in the program?
Which program? The children's home or the single parent program?
Single parents.
Single parent program, we generally try to keep it about 2 years. But let me tell you.
2 years?
Yeah. Yes, 2 years. But here's the blessing. If a single parent is in the middle of going to school and either the year is not up, they need about 6 more months or something, they can ask for an extension. As long as they're in compliance with the program, we would gladly honor that. We're not looking to, it's 2 years, let's kick you out. No. We're saying that whatever completes you as a family, we want to do that. And then we have some single parents who have just come, just kind of for the free ride, and they don't do as well in those that they take the 2 years or less. Depends on if they find something.
I have a question.
Yes.
How many of the single parents that you work with have some kind of court involvement?
We don't have a whole lot, but the kind of court involved cases that we have a lot of divorces.
Mm.
And then I see an incline in cases like domestic violence. There's a lot of people getting angry and people are striking out physically. And
Yeah.
so we deal with that. And then we make referrals for resources to specifically deal with that. We have, some people who have a drug history background. And so we want to get all of those critical issues addressed because they do impact the child.
I practice dependency law in Lake County, among the other counties where I work, and we probably know a lot of the same people, Johnnie.
No doubt.
Yeah, what you're doing is phenomenal work, because this is something where there is a desperate need. Because I mean, when I see parents, usually they're still pretty much in denial that there's any problems whatsoever. I mean, if I had a dime for every time I've heard I'm a good mother, that I'm not an abusive parent. Well, if I had a dime for every time I heard that, I would be, as soon as I left Las Vegas, heading for my cruise in the South Pacific, but on my own yacht. But the fact is, you see it a lot. But what you're doing is good work, because by the time they come to you, they're admitting they got to do something. Right. Half of my job is basically giving people pep talks about you need to do the case plan. And by the time y'all get involved, it's pretty much when they're in the case plan. And anything y'all can do to make people's lives better is great work.
Well, let me tell you, one of the main things I think I failed to mention this is that parent training skills. That is the whole deal. And we are looking at how you discipline your kids. How do you discipline your kids in love? Rather, because sometimes single parents, I don't know if you know it, they get frustrated really easy. And then they don't see how they transfer that anger and frustration to their kids while they're just surviving. And so, yeah, we do the whole gamut of teaching parent training skills and how to be honorable to their kids, how to be respectful to their kids. You know, we teach them what the Bible says about their kids. Your child is a gift and a reward to you, regardless if it was out of wedlock or whatever means. And so yeah, we understand those issues and we deal with them daily, trust me.
Now with the home, the home, and you used to have 3, was that many of those children were children of abuse. And you had them either from the courts or relinquished from the parents.
Yeah, in some cases, yeah, abuse, abandonment, or neglect. Yeah. And we, as a matter of fact, in I think about a month from now, we're going to be licensed by a different entity, and it's not going to be DCF, but another agency called acronym FICA. Yeah, we're open to court cases. Don't bother us. And nowadays, I tell you, childcare has changed a bit in that there are some parents who just don't want to take care of their kids. And we consequently get kids that way. And we are so okay about that. 75 years strong, we're okay with that. There would be better here than to be in an abusive situation.
One of our former Rotarians of this club happened to be a former Rotarian of the other club, and he was one of your counselors. And he would go in there, and he's now in private practice, his own practice.
Wonderful.
In Lake County. And Neil Swanson used to come to your office and counsel the kids, and now he's in his own private practice. He's no longer with the other man. And he's a real quiet, big guy, but very quiet, and he works with abused children.
Yeah. Oh, that's
and he also does family mediation. Yeah. And so it's a very it's very sensitive, and I love working with the kids. And I love I would run into the kids at the farmers market over there too in town. And one of your single families, we would do the Christmas party, and then I'd run into the kids at the farmers market with their family.
Yeah. And we so appreciate you taking interest in the people that we serve. That is so awesome.
And another thing that the Rotary Club did would do the spaghetti dinner and the chicken dinner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The chicken dinner and the spaghetti dinner over there.
Yeah. We don't do spaghetti dinner over here anymore. We do the chicken supper. I think like once a month, but not in November and December. But yeah, that little fundraiser. We've done it differently in the past. I don't know if they're back to everybody coming into dining hall, because we had just a lineup of cars. We thought it was a drive-through at Wendy's or something, and they did chicken dinner that way. It was interesting, and everything. All the snacks were packed up. Before, you could just go and grab a snack. Not anymore. It's COVID time, so yeah. Still doing business, but doing it differently.
Yes. And I was there for the 75th anniversary too, I think.
Yeah. That was a big deal for us, because I mean, I tell you, organizations are not, longevity is a challenge for a lot of organizations. So, and it's because of God, not anything that we've done. It's been a blessing from God to be here for 75 years.
Yeah. And Dr. Moore was a great Rotarian, and I know that he's retired now, and I loved having lunch with him every week.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, he's in our office now and just doing some work. He's calling himself retired, but retired with a part-time job. But he's a hustler out there making money for us and the people that we serve. He's a great guy. I love that guy. I remember when he was at the Rotarians, he would always be singing on the microphone and just kind of cutting up, and it was a lot of fun.
Rotarians don't retire, do we?
Yeah. Doesn't look like it.
Any other questions?
How can we help your organization, Johnnie?
Most of the time, sometimes we need things like supplies, toiletries, toilet paper, paper towels, dishwashing liquid, those kinds of things that we commonly use throughout both programs. Things like that are very helpful. Anytime anybody wants to share in that way, that'll be great. Pray for us. Pray for the people that we serve. We need a lot of prayer, because we got every person that we serve has a different situation and has a history that I don't think we ever get to know all the facts about. And we don't know all of that. So yeah, pray for the people that we serve, and send us some toilet paper and stuff like that.
Well, if you will send me a list of things that you need, I'll send an email blast out to everybody with that, and hopefully, and keep in touch. And we'd love for you to come back for another meeting, so maybe we can discuss other ways we can help. But definitely we'll do that. I'll shoot that out today.
Okay, that'll be great. I think I will add to the list, because I stayed with the kids for 4 days now. I can't believe I'm up, and because they are very active. But I stayed with them for 4 days, and then I noticed that they needed towels and washcloths too. So I'll put that on the list as well.
And I'll go ahead and put my email address. Italia posted her email address, so I'm going to post my thanks to Italia. And so my email is, so if you will send me an email about that, I will send it out to everybody. And okay. Hopefully we can get you some supplies you need. Of course, we'll be praying for you, and we'll love to hear from you again very soon.
Okay, it sounds great.
Anybody else have any questions for Johnnie? Anyone? Okay, well, thank you for coming by. Does anybody, new business. Phyllis.
Yes.
Did you think we forgot?
No.
It is our past president Phyllis's birthday today.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And so everybody on the 3, 1, 2, 3. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Phyllis. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you. I needed to read to you a letter from the President of the United States. Saturday, I got the letter about our August 13th event. It says, Rotary Club of Florida, thank you for your contributions during our month of action to get our friends, neighbors, and loved ones vaccinated and protected against the deadly coronavirus. Together, we are making progress in our collective fight against COVID-19 and getting our nation back on track, but there is still a lot of work ahead of us. This past year has been one of the most painful years in American history, with more than 628,000 American lives lost due to COVID-19. Helping get more people vaccinated is among the most important things any of us can do right now. We need your continued support more than ever. Your efforts are not just saving lives, they are helping us get our lives back. United as one nation, we can get through this pandemic and usher in a healthier and more hopeful future. Keep the faith, Joe Biden. So thank
That's
everyone for
amazing.
your help.
Thank you, everyone who was able to participate that day. Like I said, I regret I wasn't able to. So thank you, Phyllis. Thank you, Talia. It's wonderful, wonderful news. Anybody else have any new business or anything else we need to address at this time? Anyone? Anyone? Okay. In that case, I guess we'll go ahead and do the four-way test, if you will. Of the things we think,
Say and do.
do.
Is it the truth?
Is it fair to
Fair
all
to all
concerned?
Is it fair to all concerned?
Will it build goodwill and better
and better
friendship?
friendships.
Is it beneficial to all
Is it
concerned.
beneficial to all concerned?
And is it fun?